Nate claimed his second 5-wicket haul of the summer, but still neither his Leicestershire side nor Kent could take control of their LV County Championship match at Grace Road, a match which remains very well balanced after Adam Ball took 3 late wickets for the visitors. Kent resumed on the second morning on 47 for 3 in reply to Leicestershire's first innings total of 257, and that morning session belonged to the visitors, who appeared to be moving well ahead of their opponents, as Martin van Jaarsveld and Darren Stevens, against his former county and in the city of his birth, put on a very healthy partnership. It had not been a game for partnerships thus far on a surface which has been of help to the bowlers. Plenty of batsmen have got themselves in without going on, but that was not the case now, as this pair played intelligently for the most part, riding their luck at times too. Stevens was the more expressive of the two batsmen, and he played some delightful shots as Claude Henderson, the acting Leicestershire skipper, tried his hardest to find a way through. Stevens overtook Van Jaarsveld to reach his half-century first. It came with another crunching drive through the covers. That was his 11th 4 in a 50, which had been made off 60 deliveries. 2 minutes later, Van Jaarsveld also got there. His was a little more circumspect, taking him 107 deliveries to reach. That was his 9th 4. It appeared that these two would bat right through the morning session, but then 10 minutes before lunch, Nake found the outside edge of Stevens' bat, and Will Jefferson did the rest to remove the batsman for a classy 67. At lunch, Kent looked good in spite of that wicket on 167 for 4, but if the morning had belonged to them, the afternoon was very much Leicestershire's. Nake was the star, first removing Van Jaarsveld with the help of Jefferson again. He was out for 60. In the next over, Alex Wyatt had Azhar Mahmood held by Matthew Boyce, as Azhar went for a duck. And he was quickly followed by James Treadwell, who nicked Nake behind to Tom New. Nake was bowling a superb spell, and with his next delivery, he got a ball to turn through the gate to bowl ball. Wahab Riaz survived the hat-trick, but from a place of hope on 176 for 4, Kent had slumped to 182 for 8. Geraint Jones ensured that his side did at least get to 200 with this neat drive. But he then gave the excellent Nake his 5th wicket, leg before the decision, as Jones went for 28 to a big off-spinner. Riaz then slapped Nathan Buck to Henderson at mid-on to go for 12, and the innings was ended on 219, giving Leicestershire a surprising first innings advantage of 38. Nake's final analysis was 5 for 34, his best return of the season. The session had typified the season for both of these sides, who started this match as the bottom 2 clubs in the Championship. Both have had plenty of good moments this summer where they've been a match for all comers. The problem has been that a session here and a session there has been a very costly disaster. This was one of those for Kent, as the Leicestershire openers added 72 runs to their lead. 55 of those had come in the afternoon, and so as the final session of the day began, Leicestershire were now putting themselves well on top in this game. Treadwell then tossed one up, encouraged Jefferson to drive, and bowled him for 37. Boyce was able to bring up the 100 for Leicestershire with this cut shot, but then Treadwell struck again bamboozling the batsman in the flight to have Greg Smith leg before for 17. There was certainly some assistance for the off-spinner from the pavilion end, but Treadwell wasn't quite able to cause the same problems that Nake had managed earlier on, and that meant that Leicestershire could keep picking off the boundaries to keep them ahead. Boyce looked set for a hard-working half-century, but 2 runs short of that, he got a peach from ball and was very well held by Jones. At 126 for 3, Leicestershire would still have been happy, but they now needed to forge a bigger partnership just to put Kent under some pressure. Wayne White, who scored a half-century on the first day, tried to make sure that it was his side which finished this day strongly by striking Treadwell for a couple of boundaries. But then, less than 10 minutes before the close, Josh Cobb was out to bowl, and then, as with the first day, we had a wicket with the last delivery of the day, as Ball trapped White in front for 14 for a spell of 3 for 14 in 7.2 overs. It was just what Kent needed to again restore parity in what has been a thrilling contest so far. Leicestershire will resume on the 3rd morning with 2 new batsmen at the crease on 148 for 5, and that gives them a lead of 186 with 5 wickets in hand. It's still, therefore, anybody's game at the halfway stage.